with nitrous. Got my mama out the basement. That's a different type of facelift. Remix be about the bracelets. Don't hit us asking what the wave is.
No, never let it ride your wave. No, no way, no. Never let it ride your wave. No, no way, no.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm excited.
Let's welcome listening to the Minnesota Timberwolves. At power forward, Taj Gibson. At point guard, Jeff Teague. At leading ball position, Jeff Teague.
Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. And on the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Towns. And at the pivot spot, manning the middle. The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
The length and anticipation of Aldridge, a tough combo to score against.
Leonard kicks to Parker. Back to Leonard. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line. And Steve, so much excitement on opening night. The fans are amped up. We're amped up. I know the players are too.
And I think it's great for the fans. Like you said, everybody's in it together. We're all amped. But the fans, they've missed it so much. They are in rare form on opening night.
Yes.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Leonard, no good on that one.
And the Timberwolves, a team that is evolving how you imagine they would with Tibbs running things here. Deliberate approach on both ends of the floor and really looking to dominate the rebounding margins.
Now here's Gasol following the miss by Andrew Wiggins. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. We're about 1 minute into the first. Here's Leonard. Goes back up. Rebound, Minnesota. This, of course, their first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs.
And here we go. The first in what will be a 3-game season series between the two teams.
Both teams will be fighting hard in all these games. They can't split this series.
Here's Gasol after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. And Gasol slams it in.
With authority, Pau Gasol turns up the aggressiveness. Always a good sign for this team.
And stolen by Aldridge. Parker against Teague. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. The Timberwolves have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Towns, a screen on Parker. Poked away. Green left side. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Green's got his second basket of the game.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Teague kicks to Gibson. Outside Butler. Feeds it to Towns. And the basket good. A bank shot that time.
Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
Well, he has the ability to get you off on the right foot. Now it's just about sustaining it.
Timberwolves have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Teague kicks to Gibson. Butler passes to Towns. 16 feet away. That shot is off.
A mix-up with the defense leaves him wide open for mid-range, a shot he usually makes.
And the shot goes in. Green's got 6 points.
This is something Danny has been working on, putting the ball on the floor and taking it strong.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns. Well, Towns does so many things on the floor, already an elite post scorer. But, Greg, one area that he has struggled with at times is his defense against other bigs.
And I think he'll continue to improve in that area. What happens with young guys, though, is oftentimes you're improved how good I am mode when you're young, and you lose sight of some of the things that help you win games. And I think that's one reason why he had one of the worst defensive RPMs in the entire league. But young bigs tend to take a bit longer to develop into great defenders, and I expect he will follow in that line.
Here's Teague following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Butler kicks to Teague. They get it again. Towns. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And for a player with his size, Towns has always been very comfortable at the free throw line. And that's a good thing because he finds himself there quite a bit.
That one is off.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And Muhammad kicks to Zhang. Yep, that one goes. Zhang's got his first bucket of the night. And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Bjelica, he checks in for Karl Anthony Towns. Zhang, a screen. Shot clock at 6. Crawford, no luck.
Boy, he loves that mid-range jumper. Just fails to create enough room to operate.
Laverne dishes to Gay. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
With the acquisition of LaMarcus Aldridge, the Spurs going against the grain. Most teams going small and shooting threes. Aldridge, a big forward who loves the mid-range.
And with a moment, let's check out the stats for Ginobili. Last season's performance for him. He was around 7 points a game last year, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And to have a knockdown shooter like that coming off the bench, a great asset for any coach.
For sure, things can get stagnant without that spark plug. He always seems to supply points for them in bunches.
Another miss by Minnesota. And with Aldridge in the paint alongside another 7-footer, the Spurs have plenty of length inside.
Yeah, they do. LaMarcus Aldridge with pretty good mobility for a player his height. He's able to move his feet defensively and cover the pick and roll perfectly.
And last season, Patty Mills averaging the most assists of his career. In fact, he was the highest efficiency player rated on the Spurs.
You know what? He says becoming more of a leader has helped him grow as a playmaker. He's enjoying his new role.
And both free throws good for Mills.
And one of the game's best free throw shooters. It's a shame that Patty almost never gets to the line.
Zhang, a screen. They set the pick. Crawford drives in, and Jones has it in the corner. Here's the floater.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Shot's good by Laverne. Laverne's got his first bucket in this one.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Crawford against Ginobili. The Timberwolves shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Jamal Crawford has won the Sixth Man of the Year more times than any other player in NBA history. Just might have to name that award after him before it's all said and done.
And it's Laverne missing.
You know what? He tried to lay it in at the point of attack. Just too much defensive pressure on that play.
Over Ginobili. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And one of the most competitive men ever to play this game, Manu Ginobili, spoke with us about this year.
Just rely on what happened in the past, then you're stuck in the past.
Well, the fire is still there, but the energy and the ability, guys, to get it done physically, let's face it, at this point, Ginobili's mostly gutting it out.
Still, though, he'll either beat you or go down swinging. Just a tough individual.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And, the Spurs have been rolling right along, haven't they?
Really good with their post presence, and it's really allowed them to establish a physical tone here in the first.
Well, in this era, everybody likes the three-point shot. I like their commitment to pounding the ball inside.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Jones is out there with Crawford. Then there's Shabazz Muhammad. Then it's Gorgui Dieng. And it's Bjelica in at power forward.
Kevin, it's easy to forget it, but Greg Popovich was almost fired by the Spurs back in '99. Rough start that year, under 500. The players caught wind that if they didn't win the next game in Houston, Pop would get the X.
Game. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And amazing to think about an all-time great like Popovich being on the hot seat. His players went to the mat for him, though, didn't they?
Some huge performances by Tim Duncan, among others. They really came out to support Pop. The Spurs finished that season on a tear, going on to win the franchise first NBA title.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Marcus Aldridge has checked in for Laverne. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Anderson. And Parker subbed in for Manu Ginobili. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. And Leonard gets it to go.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Kawhi Leonard, he's been a hand-in-glove fit with the Spurs culture. Quiet, not an attention seeker, but he's all about winning.
San Antonio making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. Towns, he's checked in for Minnesota. Gibson comes in for Bjelica. Now here's Butler. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Towns wide open. No good off the front iron. You talk about Leonard's stoic all-business approach. Reminiscent of his mentor, the great Tim Duncan, wouldn't you say, Steve?
Yeah, for sure. Tim didn't talk a lot at all, but he had great leadership skills. Kawhi Leonard is becoming more outspoken. If he sees something, he'll address it, and his words carry weight.
And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
I like the competitive fire, but he's still really out of sync.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Taj Gibson picks one up.
Always looking for a way to create an opportunity. Parker catches the defender off balance.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. The first free throw is good. And Tony Parker in the 2017 season with the lowest minutes per game average in his career. He was playing so well in the playoffs. I mean, historically well. Then, Greg, as we know, the quad injury in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that 15-year run he's had as a starter, that window is rapidly closing, but still effective, just no longer the focal point that he once was.
lays it in off the breakaway.
And for Tony at this point, it's less about the speed getting up the court and more about the knowledge of where to go and what to do.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Here's Butler following the score by Tony Parker.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And stolen by Wiggins. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. He kicks to Butler. Back to Wiggins. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Wiggins has got 6 points in the quarter.
It's amazing. He is on fire here in the second period after going scoreless in the first.
Parker passes to Gasol. No good on that one. Towns with the defensive effort. Timberwolves trail by 15. Wiggins inside the line. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket. The Spurs have gone 4 of 6 in the field here in the second. Aldridge kicks to Murray. Leonard dishes to Gasol. A second chance effort. And finished off by Gasol.
Easy bucket for Powell. Failed to block him out. He'll hover around the offensive boards all day.
Teague kicks to Gibson. Back to Teague. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. And the Spurs with some changes. Green comes in for DeJounte Murray. And it's Mills in for Parker. Teague kicks to Wiggins. Shot clock at 5. Butler against Green. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
Boy, he blew an easy layup, and he is furious with himself.
Every NBA player, Steve, believes in themselves, but some take it to the extreme. When they're on, they're on. And when they're off and cold, they just kind of lose interest, it seems. Which players do you think have this irrational confidence, if you want to call it that?
I think J.R. Smith, every shot, any shot, anywhere he feels is going in, and he will still take shots. He has amnesia. He could be 0 for 10 and keep shooting the basketball. Jamal Crawford is another guy. Those guys, they keep firing. Damian Lillard, they will keep shooting because they feel the next shot is going in.
Now here's Green. After the miss from Karl Anthony Towns.
He got the space he needed, but just blew the layup. It hurts me to see points lost like that.
Jones kicks to Muhammad. Offline with his 3.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jumper.
Green. It doesn't go for him. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Muhammad against Green. Here's Towns, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Towns has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
Here's Jones after the basket by San Antonio. Towns the screen. Jones kicks to Towns. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Really a good season for him overall last year when you look at the number, 83% from the line.
Jang, he's checked in for Minnesota. And Towns drops them both. San Antonio leading by 15. And stolen by Jang. Now here's Jones. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Timberwolves have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight.
We are having a lot of success from the line here in the second quarter.
And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Here's Crawford, and he's good on the 3 ball. Crawford's got 7 points.
Give Crawford too much space, he will burn you for it. His pull-up jumper is...
Got it! Got it! What a shot!
I love that one.
How about that? Just a perfect finish to the half as they tack on another 3 to their lead.
And so it's San Antonio, sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 4.
Thank you, Kevin. Kawhi, what did Coach Popovich ask?
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the... It's San Antonio out on top at halftime. They lead by 14. Kenny, what did you see from them?
How good are these guys on the fast break? They're pushing the ball, finding the open man, finishing strong. They're at a breakneck pace, and if they can maintain...
So that'll do it for now as we send you...
A spectacular aerial shot of downtown San Antonio, Texas, the Tower Life building front and center. We welcome you back. San Antonio leading by 14. Filling out the wings, it's Green and Leonard. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Parker in at the point. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Spurs passing it around. Gasol, no good. Timberwolves trail by 14.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
T kicks to Butler. Here's Towns. And it's off from three-point range. The dish to Parker. Over T. Here's Aldridge. Great D that time from Gibson.
Just 1 for 4 since the break. They are looking for better efficiency on the offensive end.
Oh, forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. The Timberwolves have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. And Greg, the core of this Timberwolves team is Wiggins and Towns. And, you know, rarely do you get to see 2 #1 overall picks team up early in their careers.
And how about back-to-back years, no less. But I consider Jimmy Butler kind of a foundational piece as well. He's in the conversation for the best shooting guard in our league.
Leonard hits them both.
You know, nothing against George Hill, but trading him for Kawhi Leonard on draft day 2011, franchise-changing move.
And Gibson kicks to Butler. Here's Towns. The putback. It's hauled in by Tony Parker. It's Aldridge penetrating. That shot, no good. Great D that time from Gibson.
And with that miss, shooting only 20% coming out of the break. Ouch.
And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That is his first foul of the game. Minnesota calls timeout. And Steve, as the big three in San Antonio age and retire, how big was it for San Antonio to sign the all-star LaMarcus Aldridge?
You know, it's huge, Kevin, a Texas native, and it's easy to see why he chose the Spurs. It's been interesting to see him integrate his game into their system.
Towns sets the pick for T. He feeds it to Wiggins. 6 to shoot. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. Rudy Gay's checked in for Pau Gasol. Teague against Parker. Towns a screen on Parker. Parker with the steal. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
You see, that is just rude. Kawhi picks it, triggers the fast break. See ya.
Timberwolves trail by 18. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said, beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we've played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, D.A. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game.
The pull-up jumper has become consistent part of Jimmy Butler's game.
Here's Aldridge. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active.
Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
And Jeff Teague coming over to the Timberwolves in free agency. Greg, the team felt he was the perfect fit.
You know, and it seemed for a while the Wolves had wanted to kind of mix things up at that point guard position. And you knew they had someone in mind when they dealt both Rubio and Dunn in the offseason. Teague was their man all along.
DeJounte Murray, he's checked in for Tony Parker. Second chance shot. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Towns.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
This was all sparked by their defense. They got some stops, and they did it in a hurry.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And pretty much every NBA player grew up playing multiple sports. Smitty, which other sports did you play as a kid growing up? And did you think maybe that would have helped you playing basketball later on?
You know, Kevin, I tried football, and it definitely helped me in basketball because I said, no, this is not for me. So let me put all my emphasis in basketball. Taking those hits, I just wasn't built for that. And after that, I ran cross country because you had to do 2 sports in my high school to be able to play one. I didn't like that either, but I think cross country really helped me with basketball.
But I can see where a lot of other sports could help with footwork and hand-eye coordination and right on down the line.
Yeah, soccer I think is the #1. I watched Tony Parker, the way his movement, playing soccer. My son right now is playing soccer, Hakeem Olajuwon. I think that's the sport that coincides the best with basketball.
I would agree. Tyus Jones, he's checked in for Jeff Teague. And Crawford gets it to go on the assist by Butler. Crawford's got 9 points.
That's great court fishing by Jimmy Butler. Really seeing the court well.
And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Towns with the steal. Outside, Jones. Butler on the wing. Over Gay. Butler, no good. Spurs leading by 11. Here's Mills, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
I mean, good awareness from Mills. Catches the defender out of position, takes advantage.
The Spurs have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10. A different look now for San Antonio. Laverne, he's checked in for Aldridge. Kyle Anderson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ginobili in for DeJounte Murray. The Timberwolves also changing it up. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Towns. And Shabazz Muhammad subbed in for Jimmy Butler. Gay against Muhammad. Fader on the way, and it goes down 2 points. Muhammad's got his first 2 points of the night.
I'm not sure if he was trying to show off or what, but when you're that open, you got to go straight to the basket. The fadeaway was clearly a bad choice.
And stolen by Jang. The shot by Muhammad, nobody around. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. For Minnesota, they have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11. And the Spurs with Pau Gasol and LaMarcus Aldridge up front. A huge front court, long front court. Steve, is that something they can stick with when teams like the Warriors go small?
No, I don't think so, Kevin. That's a challenge for them. Aldridge has to cover the 4 in those situations, and Gasol just doesn't have the lateral mobility at this point in his career.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Outside, Jones. And Muhammad has it in the corner. And a miss there on the triple. 2 for 1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Ginobili can't hit. Timberwolves have gone 7 of 13 in the 3rd quarter so far. Just above 50%. 24 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Excellent use of the screen that time. Bielitsa's got his first 3 points of the game.
You can see there the defender allows himself to get picked.
You know, it's all about effort. Sometimes you're going to get hit on hard screens. You just have to fight through them.
Anderson kicks to Ginobili. To the middle. Another shot, and Gasol lays it in. Gasol's got 10 points.
High percentage look for Powell. Won't miss many from that distance.
And so it's San Antonio with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Back to the action after this word. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Down the stretch now. No fouls. We're in attack mode.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Timberwolves trail by 6 on the court for Minnesota. Taj Gibson is out there with Jang. Then it's Crawford. Then there's Teague. And it's Muhammad in at the small forward. Ginobili with the steal. Oh, and here comes Anderson all alone. The shot that time, not on target. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game is and last of their homestand. Gay passes to Parker, and that one, good. Parker's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Spurs.
Sneaking inside, converting the high percentage look, something Parker does well.
They set the pick. It's Crawford with the drive. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Ginobili. And there's the call on Ginobili. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Yeah, a little too physical on that play. Tries to climb over the top of him and gets whistled for it.
A real easy call. I know you want to attack the glass, generate second chance opportunities, but you also have to pick your spots.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. Minnesota making a switch here. Towns is checked in. And Parker comes with the help. 5 on the clock from past the arc. Another miss by Minnesota. Spurs leading by 8. Aldridge dishes to Parker. Here's Gasol. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 5 assists tonight.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Crawford against Green. Crawford outside. In the corner, it's Wiggins. His 3-pointers off the mark. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
A nice shot by Teague.
And you could tell Teague was looking for a shot on that play. Always had his hands up, ready to catch and fire.
Here's Gasol. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Crawford's shot is good. Spurs leading by 6. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Gibson with the steal. Teague against Parker. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Towns sets the pick for Wiggins. Second chance shot, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
San Antonio making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Minnesota.
That's a huge advantage, having a big guy who can shoot free throws like this.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Outside, Green. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Gasol passes to Aldridge. Chalk up 2 there.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
we're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Teague kicks to Gibson. He dishes it to Butler. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. San Antonio with the rebound. Aldridge has got his 5th rebound in this one.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
And that's another thing that makes Gasol such a special player. His passing is simply extraordinary.
Wiggins from outside. Tries again, and Towns lays it in. Towns has got 4 points in the quarter.
Fantastic positioning on that offensive board, then right back up.
Parker kicks to Gasol. And Leonard has it in the corner. Back to Green. Passes it to Parker. The feed to Aldridge. An easy layup after coming off the pick. And the Spurs lead by 9.
Some people claim that Aldridge is a finesse player, but he can get physical when he wants to.
T kicks to Gibson. From the line. The putback. Rebound San Antonio. They led by as many as 18 points. Leonard dishes to Green. Gibson against Aldridge. Over Gibson. That misses off the backboard. Timberwolves trail by 9. Teague the pass to Gibson. Kicks to Butler. And the officials call a traveling violation. Spurs have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Here's Green. Aldridge. It's good on the putback. And now it's an 11-point San Antonio lead.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Spurs.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Pau Gasol.
You know, he was flying around on both ends of the floor. Terrific energy and enthusiasm, and that rubbed off on his teammates. I thought he was a catalyst tonight.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And that one's good. Parker.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
Well, this is less about winning the game now and more about making a bold statement.
And he gets the bucket.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Aldridge left side. And it's good on the assist by Parker. And the Spurs lead by 13.
And this is the kind of deficit it would take a miracle to overcome.
I think this hometown crowd agrees with you. They are fired up about it.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for being with us. See you next time.
About to get a key to the Lex to hold. East, west, every state. Come on, bury the hate. Millions, the only thing we in the heavy to make. Whether from the ex-friend, intellect, or bins. Let's begin. Bring this to an end. Come on.